example. What I do is I'm going to run this application. So see, okay, leave this. This is also not important. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll go with this one. Okay, see, all of you able to see the output? All of you able to see the output? Yes. What is in this output? My window, say hello. Is it right?
No, sir. No.
And window is. Oh, you're not. Okay, fine. What I'll do is I'll just, instead of sharing only a single application, entire screen I'm going to share. Okay. Then it will be good for us. Okay. Now,
Yes, sir. It's not visible.
all of you. Now,
Yeah, it's
can you
visible.
see this
It's
output?
visible. Yeah, visible.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I run this application, I have created one graphical user interface. See, the output is in the form of graphical interface. Is it right? So the name of this graphical interface is my window, and inside that I have a button. Okay. The name of that button is say hello. Is it right? So this is what we are seeing in this application. Is it right? So how we build this? That's what our task we need to learn. Okay. So normally whenever we are writing any application, it may be Java Swing application, the two things are very important. One is container and component. See, if I run this, so whatever the things, the entire window you are seeing now, this is, we call it as a container. Okay. And in this container, we may have different components. The components may be anything like a button, like a text field, like our radio buttons, like the entire or something like uh, menu options, anything. Okay. These things are components, and the entire things what you are seeing are container. Components always present within the container. Okay. So see, in this class you can easily see. Okay, this is my first program. So by executing this, I have created a window, a desktop frame. Okay, the desktop frame where it consists of one single button. Is it right? It consists of a single button. So in order to create this window, we are going to use a class called JFrame. Okay, in order to create a window, which class we are using? We are going to use the class called frame. So JF is an instances of this class JFrame. Okay, what is the name we have given for that frame? The entire window, my window. See, if I change something here, for example, 4A, sorry, 4A and B. Okay, the window name will be what now? 4A and B. Okay. So like that, and I have created here in this function, I have created one more component. Okay, that is called button. Okay, the buttons always, they are the instances of a class called JButton. You need to remember JButton is all buttons whatever we are going to include. This is, we call it as a component. In order to create any buttons in your desktop application, okay, you must be create instances for this class, JButton class. You need to remember that. Okay, whenever you want to create a J class, either we will directly create like this without any text on that button. Okay, if I remove this, okay, either like this, or you can give some icon here. Suppose you don't want to print anything on your button, you want to instead any text, you want to show only images in your button, then you want to select some images like this. You give the what we say that the location of images. For example, it may be uh, okay, PNG. location of your image, or directly without any information to your button, or some text on that button so that it will be displayed on that button. Three things, three way you can create the instances. Okay, what are the parameters we pass? Without parameters also we can create a button, or any text want to show on the button, you can pass the text field on here. Or suppose you want to show only image on your button, then you have to pass the image, okay, the location of the image where you want to show on your button. Okay, and the next thing is, so first we'll learn what are the methods present within this JButton class. So you know how to create a button by calling a instances with respect to JButton. It will create an button. Okay, buttons are nothing but it is a component. Okay, component in Swings. Okay, once you create it, you want to add that button into your frame. You want to add the button into your frame. So in order to do that, you have a method called add. Okay, there you have to pass the instances. All of you just concentrate with what is our instance for the J button, that is btn, is it right? So that instances we are passing. Okay, so in order to add your button into your frame, so like this, if you want to add this button into your frame, you have to call this add function. Okay, this add method, it's going to add the button to your frame. Okay, next thing is layout, setting layout. Okay, so you can set the layout in multiple way. It may be flow layout, it may be button layout, or it may be without any layout. Without, if you are specifying without any layout means, so you have to specify in which location it has to be, your button has to be shown. I will explain in the future example. Okay, so now I will go with flow layout. Okay, flow layout. So you can add either left assigned or right assigned or center assigned. That example also I will show you. Okay, if I go with flow layout, what are the option I have? Okay, just think about flow layout. You are not specifying exactly in which location your button should be show, is it right? I'm not specifying any location here. So if you don't want to specify any location, then you go with any one of the layout format. Okay, otherwise if you want to specify in exactly which location you want to show your button, then you have to specify your null layout. Okay, your if you specify null layout means you have to tell the program that in which location your button should be present. Okay, so be remembered, this one add method is a method belongs to JButton class, where using this add method we are going to add the button to particular frame. Okay, so the layout is to where our button should be present. Okay, in the entire frame. So in order to specify the locations, we are going to use flow layout. It may be a flow layout, it may be button layout, or it may be null layout. Okay, when you specify null layout here, do remember that system is not going to specify the location for your button. You have to tell the system that your button should be present in this particular location. So uh, so that's why the layout is very important for your Swing applications. Okay, next thing is, whatever the frame you have created, is it right? So when you want to close that, okay, so you are going to use this button. Okay, if I want to click on that close X button, so if you specify default close, then it is going to close it. Okay, so exit and close. Okay, next, what is your size of your frame? Okay, your size is initially the X coordinate up to 400 and Y coordinates up to 400. The entire things is 400. And set visible true means if I specify false, here, okay, so application runs no problem, but it don't shows the frame. Okay, if you want to show the frame, okay, then you have to specify true here, visibility is true. Okay, and resizable, whether it may be true or false. If it is false, resizable don't work. Okay, I'll just execute this again. See, since the location is not present there. Okay, see, whatever the text I have given here, that text is shown here, and the name of a window is now changed to 4A and B. Okay, so and this is of size 400 and 400. Let us change to 600 and 600. Okay, and let us give some information, some text fields. Okay, okay. So now I'm going to run this. Okay, see, my window size is now bigger when compared to the previous window size. Is it right? The frame size is bigger. So what is the title of our frame? The container name is 4A and B, and the component, I have only one component, that is button. Okay, and I have given the name for that button as I students. The text should be displayed there. Okay, whatever the text I have passed to that instances, that text should be displayed in that button. Okay, and 600 and 600, and I have enabled set resizable as a true. See, if I execute, if I maximize it, everything is resizable. You got it? Okay, so that's all with this. Okay, so like that, J button is just an one component. Like that, we may create numerous components using strings. It may be a text field, it may be radio buttons, it may be a lot of things we can do it. Okay, we'll go with a lot of example. We'll understand. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? Any doubts? No, it's easy. So in the examination, they may ask you the question like, so write a program to add a button into a frame. Okay, so Java program to add a button into a frame like that. Okay, if they ask you, you have to write all these steps. These steps are very important. First thing is you have to create an instances for frame. Okay, if you have a window, then only you can put a components. If you have a container, then only it is possible to put a component inside the container. Is it right? First, create some window. Okay, create some window, give the name to that window. Okay, so how to give a name to that window? Just pass an text to an instances. Okay, just pass and text to an instances. That will give the a name to a window or a frame. Okay, next thing is, so if you want to add a button is a component. Okay, so then in order to add that, all buttons belongs to a class called JButton. Okay, if you want to add any button into your window, then you have to create instances for this particular class, that is JButton class. Okay, and three way we can create a button without any text or images, or just simply want to see. I can explain you. Okay, I don't want to enter anything. Okay, just I want to create a button without any message on that or without any text on that button. I can create like that, and this is very important. Add suppose components of not at all present in your frame. Let us check. See, you have created a window, but I have not added that button into this window. Is it right? I forgot to use that method add. If I execute that, then only that button should be present in your component. Okay. See now. So now I have a button without any text. Can you see? So because I have not passed any information within this constructor, right? Simply I have created a instances called btn. Okay, I have added the btn into a frame, but I have not included any text on this. That's why I have a button, but without any name for that button or without any text on that button. Okay, so it's very easy how to give a text. You do remember there must be a double quotes within that. Whatever you type, that in text should be present in the button. Okay, and you can go with null layout also, but if you go with null layout, you have to specify where my button should be present with. Okay, I will show you that example in the future. Okay, this is important. If you want to close it, then the application will be closed. Okay, there's no, and set size means it's the default size of your window, whatever you are going to create, that is default size of this frame. Okay, and if it is visible, you can see the window, otherwise you cannot see that window. Okay, that's all. Okay, let us go with another example. Uh, okay, this is an example. Okay, this is also I have used. Okay, fine. Here I have not used any layout. Is it right? See here, I have not used any layout. I have used null layout. Is it right? I have used null layout. Then now what I want to do is I want to run this. So if I have used this means, see, if I don't give this thing where my button should be present, set bounds, okay, then we'll see what happens. See, okay, see, visibility is true, and but my button, even though I have added this button, I have not specified where my button should be present in my frame. So that's why, okay, that's why my I have not given I am not getting any output. Okay, just what I do is I'm going to display some information. Okay, and the name given for that frame is button example. Okay, let us execute this. Okay, image icon I have used. I don't want that. Just I want to put only message text field on that button. Okay. See the button example. Our students see if I don't specify this, what happens? We'll see. Okay. Because I have not using any layout. You do remember if you use set layout with either button layout or some other things. Okay, you need not to specify where your button should be present with, means exactly in which location your button should be present in your frame. Is it right? But we have not used any layout. So what happens? We will see the output. See, even though you added a button, the button is not at all visible in your frame. Is it right? See, but in our previous example, you have not used at all any this type of function. Okay, but in the previous example, you have mentioned some particular layout. Okay, you are telling the compiler will, I mean, that will select particular space where your button should be displayed in your frame. Is it right? When you use some layout. Okay, but I am not using any layout here. It means that if you are not any layout, if this value should is a null value, then you have to specify where your button should be present in your frame. That is in exactly this location. And the choosing of layout is very important in your Swing applications. Okay. So now I will execute. See now exactly this is an 300 into 400 window. Exactly in I have this button and having a text information for that button as our students. Okay, got it? So that's why, and set visibly true. If you specify false, you won't, even though it runs perfectly, but you won't see the window. Okay, that's why this visible should be true. Okay, any doubts in this button? So all the functions you are aware with, is it right? All the functions you are all aware. One is set bounds. Okay, belongs to where? Button. Okay, J button. And this add means something you want to add, some components you want to add into your frame is you have to call this function, that is add function, okay, which is a function belongs to frame, JFrame. Again, you want to set the window size. Again, set size is also an important method, okay. Completely depends on what is the x coordinate and x maximum value and y maximum value, okay. And layout, so if you are all come across this things, okay. Now I'll go with other examples, okay. Let us come to some more examples. See, now I want to build 5 buttons, okay. I want to build 5 buttons of this box layout, okay. Or I'll go with some more things. Okay. So assume in the set layout, in the previous example, I have mentioned null. Is it right? I have not mentioned any other things. Is it right? Now what I'm doing is I'm going to create 5 buttons, okay, buttons, and all 5 buttons I am adding into my program. See, all 5 buttons I am adding into my frame. So frame is a F for all. So the button B1 I have added into this frame. Button B2 also added into the frame. Button 3 also added into the frame. All 5 buttons I have added in the frame. And the thing is, if I have not mentioned a flow layout for all 5 buttons, I have to set exactly in which location it should be present in the frame. Is it right? It's somewhat tedious job. Now that's why I go with some layout plan. Okay, some layout plan. So the layout is you may have even box layout or flow layout. So in flow layout, you can pass the parameters like it may be all your button should be right justified or right. It should be present in right side. All your button may be present in the left side or it may be in center, okay. Like that you can specify in which flow they have to present, okay. Now I'll just execute this program with right thing, okay. So the window size is 300 and 300 and visibility is true, so it has to show the window and it has to show the buttons. Then okay, let us execute this. See, the window is of 300 and 300. I have a 5 buttons and the text on each button is also displayed here. The first button text is 1, second button text is 2, third button text is 3, fourth button is like this, okay. And what layout we have used? Flow layout. And how they have to display? All your buttons should be present right, okay. Let us change it as a left. So we'll see the output now. Run it, then it should be present from the left side. Is it right? See, they are all present from the left side. We will go with center now. Center, okay. So we'll execute now. It should be present center. Is it right? See, our button is present in the center, exactly in center, not either in the right side or not in the left side. So it means that I am not specified where our button should be present. I'm not at all specify anything like that, where our button should be present. Is it right? So still the lay swings automatically specifying your exact location where your button should be present, okay, based on this layout plan. So that's why choosing a layout is very important, okay. So you can even specify button layout like this, box layout, sorry. You can specify box layout like this. In previous example, I went with flow layout. Here I'm going with box layout. We will execute. You see, I'm using array to construct 5 buttons. See, I'm using array here. So in previous example, each and every button instances directly I have built. Is it right? But here I have used array in order to build the instances of 5 buttons. Okay. So we'll execute this. See, button 1, button 2, button 3, and this layout is box layout. Each button will have entirely in terms of box, displayed in terms of box. See, entirely displayed in terms of box. Okay. So this is, I have specified y axis. You can specify x axis here. Okay. See, now all my button they are displayed in terms of box level, okay, and in the x-axis. Got it? So choose this layout based on your requirement. Okay, fine. Next thing is one more thing we are going to learn now. So what are the methods we can use with buttons? We know what are the methods we can use along with the frame. Is it right? Set layout, we know. Set size, we know. Set visible, we know. Okay, add method, we know. Okay, now we'll go with one more example. Okay, this one already come across. So this is with respect to, oh, okay, very good. Okay, this is one more example. Okay, so we learned a lot about buttons. Now we are going to learn about one more important component called label. Okay, one more important component, label. Label means some text displayed on a frame. Okay, that's some text displayed on a frame. Okay, now we are going to create a frame. The frame name is label example, and we are going to create two instances of this J label. It means two texts we are going to display on a particular frame. Okay, so the first text is first label and the second text is second label. So the exactly where we are displaying the first text in the window, having in this coordinates. Okay, having in this coordinates, second label in a second level coordinates. Okay, what is our maximum size of our window? 300 comma 300. Default size is 300 comma 300, and we have added this both the component, that is L1 and L2, into our frame. Okay, so now set layout, we are not going to use any layout. That's why we are use this function called set bounds. Now all of you got this? Why we have used this method? Because we don't have any layout. Okay, that's why we have used this method. Okay, it is true. We are going to execute this. In application, we have exactly two text. Okay, we'll call these are the two labels we have. First label name is first label, and the second label name is second label. Okay, and where exactly it has to be displayed, that we have presented in our set bound function for each label. Okay, for each label we have presented. This is how you can create the labels. You know how to get buttons. Okay, so next, something called text field. Okay, something called text field. So text field means in label, whatever the text you want to display on a frame, that is going to specify. Okay, text field means something you need to enter on that particular area. That's we are going to create it in this example. Okay, so in order to provide some a box where you are going to enter some information there, that is some text on that that particular box. In order to do that, we have to create a instances, okay, which belongs to particular class J text field. Okay, you have to create an object for this particular class. Okay, so in order to enable any frame with some box like thing, okay, where you are going to enter some information or text on that. Okay, in order to do that, you have to create instances for this particular class. Okay, so this is the maximum characters you can enter with respect to that text fields. So how much you are going to pass in that number of characters you can enter into that text field. Okay, so had you know layout, we have used flow layout. It means you need not to specify where your text field box should be present in your frame. Okay, and our default size is 400 and 400. Okay, let us execute this. So see, okay, we have used flow layout, and we have something called box structure in our window. We have not given any name to our frame. Is it right? We have not given any frame to. So suppose if you want to give, so it means exactly I am extending JFrame in my class. I am inheriting all the things from JFrame into my class, and I have not created an instance separately. Okay, directly I'm going to create an instance for this. Okay, so it means you are all aware of inheritance concept. No need of explanation again and again. Okay, okay. Now see, whatever the text we are going to enter, we will enter it here. Okay, so maximum 20 characters we can enter. Okay, this is how we can create a text field using Java Swings. Okay, using Java Swings class which we want to create an object in order to construct this text field is J text field. You need to remember. Okay, for button J button, for label J label. Okay, and for this text field we are going to use this J text field. Okay, okay. Let us know how we can have multiple components in a single field. That example we are going to learn now. Okay, let's take one example. Okay, label example. Let's yes or no flow layout button. Two buttons is already you come across. Okay, let us learn this example. Okay, okay. Till now, any doubt? Sir, will the size of button get resized automatically according to the size of the frame, or can we increase it separately with frame size remaining the same? See, that's why we have some concept called resizable there. Is it right? We have enabled either true or false. To either boolean value we can pass it. So in order to resize your button size, or we don't want to resize our button size, we can use that thing. Okay. See, you know that concept. Whenever if you have worked with HTML5, is it right? So see, whenever we set that resizable thing, automatically even your button get resized. Okay, you need not to specify separate sizes for each resizing of your frame. Okay, it will do automatically. Only thing is you have to pass the boolean value whether it is true or false. Okay, Venkata Sai Likita. You got it? Okay, okay, fine. So now, any doubts in this till now? Any doubt? Okay. So let us go to one more example. Fine. Here, so two important components we are using. One is text field, another one is J button. Okay. So how many text field instances I have? There are three instances I am going to use. And two button instances I am going to use. Okay. So what this application exactly means, I'm going to construct a very simple calculator. Okay, very simple calculator. That is, I can do either addition or I can do subtraction. Okay, so I will expect the values in a text field. Okay, something I want to enter on the text field. I am going to take that values and I do either addition or either subtraction. Then I'm going to display the value in one more text. Okay, see, using this instances, I'm going to extract the first value from yourself. In this text field, I'm going to extract the second value from your side. Okay, so I'm going to do either addition or subtraction. By using button 1, I can do addition. By using button 2, I can use subtraction. Okay, so whatever the result is there, I'm going to display in this text field, that is text field 3. Okay, so first I'm going to create an instances tf1. Again, I'm going to setting where exactly that tf1 will be present in your frame. Again, I'm going to create an instances for text field 2, and I'm going to set exactly in which location it has to be present in your frame. Okay. Again, I'm going to create one more text field. So this text field is to get the first value. This text field is to get the second value. This one is to put the output. Okay. So now have specified where exactly they have to be shown in the frame. Okay. Next thing, okay, see, only these values you can edit. See, only these values you can edit. But I am restricting this text field 3. Okay, not to edit, not to edit. So you cannot edit at all. So whatever the values it will come, only that value should be displayed. There is no option for you guys to edit any values on that text field. Okay, so that's why the boolean value I have passed here is false. If I pass as true, even I can add some values. Okay, okay, so like that. we have created, means I have created two button. Okay, the first button, the text I am going to display is plus sign. In the second button, the text I am going to display is minus sign. Okay, and the exact location also displayed there, exact location. Please do remember all these functions. It is very necessary for your programs things in your examination. Set bounds, set editable, okay, all these things. Had still I have created, I have not added any buttons into your frame, is it right? Just created exactly location and instances. Still I have not added. Where I have added? Here, see, all the text fields and buttons are added into frame in this line. Okay, so now one more thing very important is add action listener. Are you getting me? Our action listener is one more important function which we are using in this button. See, when I click on that particular button, some event has to be taken place. Okay, some event has to be taken place. So that's why. So what we are doing here, so what event we have to taken care on that particular button, if I click on that, that action we are going to specify in this function. Are you getting me? So the particular action, what if I press something on that particular button, whatever the action or whatever the event that has to be taken place, that action we are going to specify this method, add action listener method. Okay, add. You can add some text if I click on something on that. You can even close the application if I click on that button. You can even minimize your application if I click on that. Whatever the action you are going to specify within this function, okay, that action is going to be taken care. Okay, so see, I'm going to use two options. If I press this plus button, I'm going to add any value come from tf1 and tf2. Okay, and I'm going to print that value in a tf3. That's what that action I'm going to use in this function. Okay, okay. Next, in this b2 button, if I click the second button, that is subtraction button, if I click on that, so okay, I'm going to take the two values, whatever present in tf1 and tf2, I'm going to subtract tf1 minus tf2, and whatever the results comes, I'm going to put it in a tf3. That's what happen if I click on the second button, that is minus sign button. Okay, so see, all these things I have written the code here. Okay, whatever the values comes, I have passed it to integer, and I'm going to write down the thing. Okay, values whatever comes, I'm going to use it. Okay, so let us execute this. We'll see the output now. Okay, so exactly the frame is of 300 and 300 and have three text fields. One is tx. Here I'm going to take the value. Whatever you enter here, it will consider some value. Whatever you will enter here, it will consider some value. And see, the text field, I have set it as a false for editable option. Is it right? That's why I cannot enter anything on this. See, so I have to do two actions. Okay, if I click on this, the whatever the two values are there, it has to do some addition, and the result should be displayed here. Okay, see, 23 plus 12, the thing is displayed here like that. If I click on that minus symbol, the subtraction operation. All of you got this? Okay, so I can make even editable this by making it as a true. Okay, I'm going to close this again. I'm going to run. See, now I can even add some values. Still, it is an editable you can work with. So it depends on the Boolean value what you are going to pass. Okay. Any doubts you have? Any doubts? Okay. One more example we'll execute and we'll stop today. Label example. Okay. So we know if I press any button, some text has to be displayed. That application we come across. Only thing is, whenever you press anything on particular button, when you click on that, the very important method you have to call as add action listener. Okay, So whatever the event you are going to specify here, if you click on that particular plus or minus or something, any buttons, so what action is has to be taken, that should be mentioned in this method. Okay, that is important. In this example, what we are doing is, okay, we are going to create one text field, one label, and one button. Three things we are going to create in this example. Okay, so text field name is TF, and label is L, and button is and we have specified where exactly it should be present. Okay, and when I click on anything, when I click on a button, that button text what we are passing is find IP. Is it right? When I click on that button, okay, some action has to be taken place. Okay, so that action is I'm going to identify the IP of a particular system or particular URL or whatever it is. Whatever the value we are going to pass in this text field, okay, with respect that where actually that IP URL is present. What is the IP of that URL? Okay. So we have added all the things. We are not using any layout. That's why we have specified the exact location. Okay. So now see, whenever I click on that find IP button, it has to return some value. Is it right? In the text field, it has to return where it has to return. We'll see where it has to listen. Okay, it has to return something on the text label. Something on what label? Are you getting my point? So because we are using set text IP is a method for this instances, that is label instances. It means if I click on something on the button, it has to display some IP address on the label. Okay, on the label. Okay, so it's very simple. Our application, we are going to get some value in the text field. Okay, based on that, if I click on the button, it will in the label it has to show some IP address. That is what we are going to do. And identifying IP address is very simple by using all these packages and methods. Okay, and exactly if you use this method get host address, it will get the IP address of a particular host. Okay, particular host where you are entering any text. That host IP address you can easily get it using this method. Okay, there are a lot others methods are there in Java. Numerous methods, numerous classes are there. It is not mandatory that you have to remember each and everything because it is difficult because they have lakh level of classes. Okay, so that's why whenever it is necessary, you can search for the Google. You can identify those classes or methods which are necessary for your application. As an engineer, your task is you have to identify which function or which class is exactly needed in your application so that it will give you an efficient result. Okay, as a programmer, you have to identify that. You need not to, because even we also don't know. There are numerous classes are there. Okay, so whenever necessary, we will search the Google. We will identify which method is exactly what I needed, and we're going to use that particular method in our application. That's what we also do. So as a programmer, you have to do like that. It is not possible at all in order to remember each and every classes and methods. Okay, okay. So identifying IP address is very easy. If you use this, you can directly get the IP into this particular string. Then we are going to display that string in a label. Okay, okay. If I don't find anything, I'm going to execute some. So I'm going to catch some exception. I'm going to print some error message on that. Okay. Let us run this. Okay. Some exception is coming. I'll execute again that thing. I'm going to close this. Before that, I'll show you an attendance, today's attendance. Can you able to see your names here? So this is today's attendance. Okay. Huh? In 5 minutes. 1 minute. There's a problem with my. Okay. Anyhow, I took an attendance. Wait. Just. Okay, sorry for that. Am I audible now? Am I audible now? Okay. Sorry. System restarted. Okay. Anyhow, I took an attendance. Wait. Just open my Eclipse. Okay. To share the screen. So I think now it is visible. Is it right? Okay. We are going to execute this. Okay. We have two things. Huh? 1 minute. So what is we are going to identify the URL of particular site, sorry, IP address of particular site. So first we'll find the IP address of our site itself. Okay, that is bigbygo.com. Is it right? So see, uh, in text box we are having our IP address. That is whatever the IP address of our site, it is going to display here. Okay, like that we can found in other things also, google.com. So the IP of Google.com is 172.217.166.46, etc. Okay. Okay. That's all today. Fine. I think two two important topics we come across. Is it right? I'm going to stop this one. So one is how to use J button, how to use J label. Okay. What are the methods we can use with frames? Okay. And also how to use JText field. Three things we come across in your examination. If they ask any programs with respect to how to add a button or how to add a label or how to add a text field, or some information we have to pass. If we click on that button, okay, you know how to do that now, because we come across all the methods with respect to your instances. Okay, so any other doubts with respect to today's class? Any other doubts? So any doubts with respect to today's class? Do poll it fast. I'll see overall there in active stage. Okay, okay. So somebody is typing yes. If you have any doubt, you can ask your question in the public chat. We'll answer today. Yes. Yes, Yashas, you have any doubt? Ranit Kumar, you have doubt? Aryan Kaul, you have doubt? Type your question here. So whatever today we come across, we can solve the question. So no doubts. Okay then. Ma'am, Shilpa ma'am, can I end this session then?
Yes, sir. From my side, nothing, sir.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Then I'll end this session.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.